Have you ever embarked on a journey with the best of intentions only to find yourself veering off course? We've all been there. Maybe you wanted to start exercising regularly, eat healthier, or dedicate more time to personal growth. Yet somehow life's demands, distractions, or simply inertia got the better of you. So let us delve deeper into this extraordinary guide that unveils the secrets to achieving your objectives without resorting to radical lifestyle changes. Picture this. What if the secret to achieving your most ambitious dreams wasn't about a radical change, but about a microscopic shift in your daily routine? The world often celebrates monumental leaps, the overnight success, the heroic transformation. But this narrative is a profound misconception. True, lasting change, the kind that reshapes your destiny, isn't forged in a single moment. It's built brick by brick, one tiny habit at a time. The cumulative power of small actions is the silent force behind all extraordinary achievements. Today we're going to dive deep into James Clear's groundbreaking work, Atomic Habits, to build a foolproof system for guaranteed success, not by aiming higher, but by getting 1% better every single day. So brace yourself for a revelation that could redefine your approach to personal development. Get ready to embark on a journey that promises to transform the way you set and achieve your goals. Are you ready to learn the art of building atomic habits? Let's get started. To truly grasp the power of atomic habits, we must first unlearn conventional wisdom. James Clear introduces two foundational concepts that will rewire your understanding of success. The first is the 1% philosophy and the power of compound interest. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a mathematical reality. Getting 1% better each day for 1 year doesn't make you 365% better. It makes you nearly 38 times better. The same principle applies in reverse. Getting 1% worse each day leads to near total decay. The difference between success and failure is often this marginal accumulation. The second concept is to focus on systems over goals. Goals are destinations. They're the result. Systems are the roadmap, the ongoing processes that get you there. A goal-oriented mindset can lead to a yo-yo effect, where you achieve the goal and then revert to old habits. But by building a robust system, you fall in love with the process itself, making success an inevitable side effect. The habit loop and identity. Before we get into the laws, we must understand how a habit works. It's a four-step cycle that governs all our behaviors, both good and bad. It starts with a cue, a trigger that tells your brain to act. This leads to a craving, the motivational force behind the habit. The response is the habit itself, the action you take. Finally, the reward is the satisfying feeling that reinforces the loop. But Clear argues that the most profound and lasting change comes not from manipulating this loop, but from a fundamental shift in your identity. Your habits are the physical embodiment of your identity. To change your habits, you must first change who you believe you are. Instead of aiming to have a result, aim to be a person. Every time you perform a small habit, you're casting a vote for the person you want to be. The habit is not the outcome. It's the irrefutable evidence of your new identity. The first law for building a good habit is to make it obvious. Our brains are wired for prediction, and our environments are often the cues that trigger our habits. If a habit's cue is invisible, the habit will be non-existent. The first step is to gain awareness. Use a habit scorecard to become conscious of your daily routines, both the good and the bad. Second, use implementation intentions to make your plan crystal clear. Instead of a vague goal like, I will read more, make it specific. I will read 1 page of my book at 7 a.m. in my kitchen. This simple act of planning makes the habit more likely to occur. Finally, design your environment to make the cues for good habits obvious and the cues for bad habits invisible. If you want to drink more water, place a full water bottle on your desk. If you want to watch less TV, put the remote in a drawer. Second law. Make it attractive. Habits thrive on anticipation and reward. The more attractive you make a habit, the more likely you are to follow through. The brain's dopamine system is the key player here. It's not the reward itself, but the anticipation of the reward that drives our behavior. So how do we make a productive habit as irresistible as a dopamine hit? James Clear suggests temptation bundling. This tactic involves combining an action you need to do with an action you want to do. For example, you only allow yourself to listen to your favorite podcast while you're running on the treadmill. This links a high desire activity to a low desire activity, making the latter more appealing. Furthermore, surround yourself with a culture where your desired habits are the norm. We are deeply influenced by our tribes. Join a group where your ideal behavior is celebrated and expected, and your motivation will skyrocket. The third law is to make it easy. The human brain is a magnificent machine for efficiency. It naturally gravitates towards the path of least resistance. The biggest enemy of a new habit is friction. The more effort a habit requires, the less likely you are to do it. The key is to reduce the friction until the habit becomes almost effortless. This is where Clear's famous 2-minute rule comes into play. The rule states, when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to perform. If your goal is to run a marathon, your 2-minute habit is, put on my running shoes. If your goal is to become a writer, your 2-minute habit is, write 1 sentence. The goal is not to achieve the outcome, but to show up and perform the identity. You can also prime your environment to make good habits easy. Lay out your workout clothes the night before, and your morning workout will be a breeze. The frequency of a habit matters more than the duration. The fourth and final law is to make it satisfying. A behavior is likely to be repeated if the experience is immediately rewarding. The human brain prioritizes instant gratification over delayed rewards. The challenge with good habits is that their benefits are often delayed. You don't see results from one workout, but you can create an immediate reward. The best tool for this is a habit tracker. Use a calendar, a notebook, or an app to visibly mark every time you perform a habit. That simple check or X gives you an immediate, satisfying sense of accomplishment. It's a powerful visual cue that you're on the right track. To break bad habits, you must make them immediately unsatisfying. Clear suggests using a commitment device or a responsibility contract. For example, if you miss a workout, you have to pay a penalty to a friend or donate money to a cause you dislike. This creates an immediate negative consequence, making the bad habit less likely to occur. Advanced tactics and final lessons. Once you master the 4 laws, you can use advanced tactics to refine your system. First, there's the Goldilocks rule. Humans are most motivated when working on tasks that are just right in terms of difficulty. They must be challenging enough to be engaging, but not so difficult that they are discouraging. Second, you must be aware of the dark side of habits. As they become automatic, you can become complacent. Clear emphasizes the importance of annual reviews to reflect on your habits, question your assumptions, and ensure they are still aligned with your identity and goals. And finally, remember that talent matters. Success is often the result of choosing the right game for your unique strengths. Rather than fighting your natural inclinations, find a niche where your inherent talents give you an unfair advantage. True mastery is the result of applying these laws over a sustained period in an area where you have the potential to excel. And there you have it, a roadmap to success that defies conventional wisdom. Remember, it's not about grand gestures. It's about the consistent, seemingly insignificant actions that compound over time. If this deep dive has sparked your interest, imagine the value you'll find in reading the complete book. We have barely scratched the surface of its wisdom. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more book summaries that will help you master your life. And tell me in the comments, which of these 4 laws are you going to apply first to change your habits? See you in the next video.